All right, this is going to be a really quick video. If you guys want to support a fellow pilot, go ahead and leave me a like and subscribe. It helps a lot, okay? And a comment below. Okay, so this is how I got 5 ratings in 1 year. One of them is UAS, so I don't really count it too much, so we can say 4, okay? All right, so I did, in 365 days, I did my instrument, commercial, CFI, CFII. Well, I guess you could count 5 multi-engine. Okay, so 5. Multi-engine is going to be next week. And then I did my UAS, which is super easy. So I did 5 ratings. Let's just say 5 ratings in 365 days. How did I do that? I am telling you right now, that is extremely difficult. And a lot of you guys are like, oh, no way, that's really hard? What? You know it's difficult. 1 rating, 2 ratings in a year is like pretty difficult, but to do 5 is just unheard of. So how did I do that? The first thing I did is that I booked out months, especially for instrument, when we were allowed to book more than 60 days, which we're not allowed to do anymore. I was booked out like 4 months, 5 months, every day. I would fly 5 days a week. I would take the weekends off to study, but I would literally go and fly, come home and study for sometimes 3, 4, 5 hours, 6 hours. And I did that every single day. This was like my full-time job. I dedicated every ounce of energy that I had to training instrument commercial CFI, right? I was like hungry, absolutely hungry. And if you want to get 5 ratings done, or 3 or 4 in 1 year, if you want to get it done quickly, you have to be hungry. I'm talking, you have to fly 5 days a week. You have to study nonstop, consistently, watch videos on your commute, drive. Like I have to drive an hour to school every single day, right? Drive out there, watch videos. Every opportunity that you have to learn, take that opportunity and you can get it done. Okay, it's very, very possible, but you have to be hungry and you have to be disciplined. I don't want you to be motivated. Motivation and passion, that's a very weak form of fuel. It burns bright, but it burns fast. You need to be disciplined. Put yourself in a regiment, create a schedule for yourself, saying that I'm gonna fly every day from 8 to 10 a.m. and then from 12 to 6, I'm just gonna hit the books hard, okay? Flight school is 80% books and 20% flying. Dare I say even like 85% books and the rest is flying, okay? But you just hit those books hard, get your writtens out of the way. What I always suggest people do first is, like, let's say you just finished PPL, right? And you're about to go do instrument. I would think about getting that written done sooner rather than later, because I want you to maintain that momentum, because doing your written and flying and studying at the same time is very, very difficult. So what I did, and I'm not saying you have to do this, is what I did is I would, get a new rating. Okay. So I'm like, okay, I'm about to start instrument. I just got my PPL 90 to start instrument. The first thing I would do is I go to Shepherd Air and I would do my written test in about 2 weeks. I would book it. I would put it on. I would say in 2 weeks, I will take my test on this day. And I would study every single day, memorize every single question and answer, which is like 1,200, I think the pool is. And I would take a test on that day. 2 weeks. Like, the time is going to pass regardless. Might as well be doing something productive, reaching a goal, especially if the weather's bad. So I would do that. I think it was actually less than, I think it was like 10 days. And then I would take the test, and then I would be full speed ahead training, just knocking out flights, flight after flight after flight. I mean, I was literally flying 5 days a week. And so knock out those writtens. And don't be shy with the grounds, okay? Do lots of grounds with your instructor. And really, like I said, I think to summarize this video, and this isn't going to be a surprise to any of you guys, right? This isn't like a shocker video. You know what you have to do. You know what has to be done. You have a syllabus. You have the ACS. You have all the tools in front of you. Go into the syllabus or whatever you're using, depending on the, if you're part 61 or part 141, if you have one or not, or go into the ACS and start hitting every single possible bullet point and make sure you know it. And then, yeah, that's it, guys. It's possible. I'm here to tell you that it's possible to do 5 ratings in 1 year. I did it, and I've seen people do it in less. There's a guy at my school right now. This guy's a monster. He is a 19, 20-year-old kid, has an aviation background from like his dad or something like that. I watched this guy do his instrument ratings in like his instrument rating like 2.5 months, 3 months, which is unheard of in this valley because the weather's so bad all the time. And then he did his commercial in like 2 months. Like I got to this, you know, I've been at this school, but I feel like he showed up and all of a sudden I blink and he's like a PPL student, and then I blink and then he's an instrument, and then I blink and he's a commercial. I'm like, God damn, I need to talk to you and get some advice from you so I can give it to my students of how you got these ratings done so quickly. But I know how he got it done. He studied his ass off. He was disciplined. He was highly motivated. And he knows what he wants. Okay. So a lot of people have this like half foot in, half foot out. I was going to say altitude, half foot in, half foot out attitude towards flight training. And you got to be all in. I tell people this, I've said it before. I tell my students, you got to put your back against the wall. Like I remember reading this book a long time ago called, it's by Robert Greene. What was the name of it? Mastery, I believe. And he talked about how, and I'm butchering the story here, but how the samurai, they used to like when they had their backs against the wall, because they noticed that they fought harder. Their soldiers, their samurai fought harder when their backs against the wall. And they said, never corner the enemy, because when the enemy is cornered, he fights harder, because they're like rats trapped in a cage. And same thing with Alexandra, what's his name? Cortez, the Spaniard that was there to conquer South America. And he burnt all of his boats, and all of his soldiers were freaking out. And he noticed that when they had the idea that, hey, if we survive, we'll go back home. And, you know, so he burnt the boats, and everyone started, he's like, the only way you're going to go home is if you fight your way through South America and you conquer South America. And that's what they did. I mean, they almost killed him for it. But my point is like, burn the boats, right? Put your back against the wall. Give yourself no other option but to finish this thing, and dedicate all of your time and all of your energy towards aviation and get it done. Don't sit on these ratings, okay? Because they start to eat you alive after a certain amount of time. You guys know what I'm talking about. All right. Good luck. If you have any questions, put them below. But I would like to hear your guys' success stories in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm also offering ground lessons for you guys in the comments below. Okay, see ya.